Hello and welcome to Loot Level Chat, the podcast from Loot Level Chill. I'm your host, Mick Fraser, and I'm joined today by only two musketeers, we've got Stephen D'Artagnan Chambers.
Buongiorno.
And Kieran Porthos Singh.
Hello.
And I presume everybody else is imprisoned by the King of France currently, so this is
it's
all
the
we've
only
got.
explanation I'd expect.
Well, yeah. There's only three of us.
It's cozy, isn't it?
It is cozy. So I thought, what we're going to do tonight, we haven't really yet cracked open anything good. Like I can report that I am now playing something.
Same.
Which is
I'm playing two things.
Well, I am actually. One of them's quite small, but one of them's quite big. I can't say any more. But until probably next episode or even the episode after, we can't really get into it too much, and hopefully we'll have maybe a while back then anyway. So tonight we're going to do something a little bit different, something I don't think we've ever done here or in a previous life, and we're going to talk about some games that aren't out yet. It's not a most wanted or a most anticipated. What we're going to do is we're going to have a chat about some fairly random selection of games that are due out this year. And we're gonna sort of pre-review them. We're gonna thresh out on what we think they're gonna score, how good we think they're gonna be, and the only real rule is that these can't be games that we currently have code for, right? So
it's full guesswork time.
Yeah, some of them we've seen the trailers for. Some of them I haven't even seen the trailers. Some of them we know about. Some of them we've previewed. So, we might have been hands-on with one or two of them. So we have seen some bits and pieces, but we're not overly informed on most of it. This is just for fun, really. So it'll
be interesting to return to later on to see how wrong we are.
Yeah. And if it turns out that we're right, it doesn't mean that anybody paid us. It's just because we're good at what we do.
We got lucky.
Right, yeah. So pure luck. Which we'll get to. I want to just ask how everybody is before we dive into the meat and potatoes. Have you had a good week, Steve?
No, I've been to work, and you can tell from tonight's attire, I've literally just walked in from work.
Oh, yeah. For the audio-only listeners, Steve looks incredibly sexy in his work attire.
Very smart.
Yeah, I've almost got sensible hair and a shirt on. I have removed the tie. You
do look very smart today. I'm quite impressed.
You're looking good yourself as always, mate.
Kieran, on the other hand, made no effort. He's going to swear.
I mean, this is. I've been to work, and this is how I dress for work.
Fair enough. Yeah. I wish.
To be fair, I spend half my time working a hoodie, so.
Oh well, yeah, that's fair. So do I actually. So, snap. With that thrilling introduction out of the way, what's everybody wearing? What are you wearing, listeners? No, don't.
Write in next week. Describe us in great detail exactly what you're wearing as you are listening.
Just send photos.
Yes, do.
Emails at lootlevelchill.com.
The most interesting photos might even win a prize.
Horribly wrong.
This is what happens, you see, when we're let loose. We haven't even got Lyle here to look at us disapprovingly from the corner.
How we laughed in court.
They'll never get me in court. I'll die first. Right.
You're going out full like Scarface style.
Yeah. Thelma and Louise, I'm straight off a cliff. I'll take you with me as well.
I'll be there in my headscarf.
I won't even let you do the nod. I won't even let you do the let's do this. No, we're just going off the cliff.
Launch.
Yeah, and if there's no cliff, side of a building.
Oh, God.
Jesus, it's dark.
Now we've determined how we're going to die, let's talk about some games. So pre-reviews, it's a bit of fun. No one has to take it too seriously. We certainly won't, I imagine. But let's open it with something fun. I don't want to open it with the two at the bottom of that little list.
Nothing too big yet.
Yeah. And a peek behind the curtain is we threw this list together in the green room in about 30 seconds. So there's no science in this whatsoever. They only had the one rule.
It's basically a game of games we can remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what do we think Lego Batman's going to do?
Ooh,
is it just Lego Batman? What's the full title of it?
The Dark Knight Legacy, isn't it?
Yeah,
Legacy of the Dark Knight.
So this is the one that covers all iterations of Batman, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of everything. So there's little bits from Batman Begins, little bits from whatever the Nolan movies are called. It's got the new
Dark
one,
Knight trilogy.
Yeah, it's got the Robert Pattinson Batman in it. It's got a bit of everything.
I'm assuming we got some Adam West turning up as well.
I guess so. I can't remember what was in the trailer, but I remember definitely seeing.
I'm
Bane.
excited to see the different iterations of Joker if we get all of them. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So this is Lego doing what they do, like when they did like the Skywalker saga. Did they do where they threw like everything in it? And so it's just everybody's coming in.
Yeah. All of the Batmans.
And I think I suppose the difference, or what has me so excited for this one, is that it's basically Lego Arkham.
Oh. Okay.
So
So
it's the Rocksteady game we never got.
Yeah, and that we're probably never going to get at this point.
Not now.
No.
They've that ship's sailed straight into a Harley Quinn shaped fucking vortex.
I mean, am I right in thinking these guys kind of invented the modern combat system with the Arkham games and that style of it? Because that's been replicated so much since in like Shadow of Mordor.
Rocksteady did it that way first.
Yeah, and it's been aged so many times because it works so well.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been used by a lot of people, or at least bastardized by a lot of people. There's not that many that have copied it, but even like Spider-Man, the Insomniac Spider-Man games, they borrowed it. As you said, Shadow of Mordor.
It's got a lot of that feel, hasn't it?
Even Lego, some of the previous Lego games, the superhero ones, have got like a really simplified version of the Arkham combat. So they've got, Telltale Games, not Telltale Games. Who is it? TT Games. They've got
Traveler's Tale.
Yeah, like prior experience of doing something like this. But I think from what I've seen in the trailer, it looks like it's leaning more heavily into that, and there's going to be more to it. In the same way that Skywalker Saga was a bit more involved with the shooting elements.
I love Lego games, but I checked out of them a little bit because I don't love Lego games. I love Lego. Sorry, like I will if you put Lego in front of me, I'll sit there for hours. I'm like a kid. I love it.
You're a man of expensive taste, Mick.
A little bit, yeah. I don't buy it. I buy it for the kids, and then I build theirs. And then, like I've got the up there the tall neck from Horizon Zero Dawn. I bought that, and I've got a Thanos gauntlet. But that's my entire collection of Lego. But I like building Lego. But the Lego games I checked out of because they went through a stage of just being like the same thing with different skins on. So like when this one was announced, I wasn't like, oh, a new Lego game. Like I barely even looked at it. And I like Lego Batman. Like the Lego Batman movie was hilarious, and like I know what they do, and I get their shtick. But I presume this is this voiced? Because they didn't used to be voiced, did they? Once upon a time, the Lego games had that.
Yeah,
no, they used to have just the little facial expressions and the odd little sound effect, but that was about it. And that was up until maybe the Indiana Jones.
I was going to say it was around Indiana Jones.
Doing it beyond that, did the Lord of the Rings ones have voice acting?
They did, but they went through a phase of bringing audio from the movies into
that's what I remember.
They used to use little clips,
cutscene with that,
and then they'd have a clip of the audio, but then they would what was happening on screen was someone wouldn't be getting killed; they'd be slipping on a banana or something, and would just reframe what was already recorded. Whereas the last sort of 7 or 8 they've fully recorded audio for it, and I think this one's got quite a good cast by the look of it.
That was my next question. Of do we know who the cast lineup is? I've not looked into this either.
Yeah, Bane is Matt Berry, isn't it?
Ooh.
I'm sure he's in it because we had this discussion.
Will Arnett Batman?
I mean, he might be in it. To be fair.
Will Arnett that did Batman in the movie?
For the Lego ones.
Yeah. I mean, so what do we think? I mean, it's a pre-review, isn't it? We let's have a look at some of the criteria that we would normally review by. So, like, graphically, what does it look like? I haven't seen the trailers. What do you think it's going to do?
I mean, all the recent Lego games have looked nice. They've looked solidly plasticky, which is exactly what you want.
I mean, they don't tend to do. I mean, it's obviously not something. It's Lego, isn't it? It's like saying, how does Minecraft look? It's like it's got that. It's its very own aesthetic, and it's not really good. But they do tend to do some cool stuff, like the way they recreate, familiar areas
and put their twist on it.
Like this is going to look like Lego Arkham City, isn't it? It's going to be moody and dark, I expect, and they always do. The animations are always quite funny.
And especially with some of the previous games and the movies, I guess you see those environments and the characters and stuff reframed as in Lego. It looks quite good. Like I'm sure in the trailer you see the opening of the original Arkham Asylum. when he's driving down the road. But it's all obviously done in Lego, and it just looks really cool.
That's quite cool. See, that's good. That's
going to be solid.
Yeah, and it is going to be solid, isn't it? Like it's going to have good voice acting. It's going to be funny. It's going to have good action. There's going to be loads to do in it because they're always big, and this is going to be massive. So it's going to have a lot of content.
Looks and sounds have been always steady for these. It's the gameplay loop that is going to hinge on, isn't it, for this one?
So what?
And I mean, this. I mean, I suppose a lot of them play on nostalgia, being the Pirates of the Caribbean, the Indiana Jones, Lord of the Rings. They all play off that. Well, they know they take the big franchises and run with it.
Yeah, I mean, nostalgia is Lego's entire shtick, isn't it? It's all member berries as far as the eye can see. That's what Lego does. So yeah, what do you think? What do you think we? Let's have a guess.
7.5.
I feel almost nervous guessing a score. In case
I would have heard on an 8.
It doesn't need to be our score either. It could be like the general Open Critic score, for example.
Well, I think it would be better to lean.
Should we be making notes for later?
No.
Might as well. We might as well just write the reviews now.
Fuck it, let's bang it out tomorrow.
Yeah, no problem. I can do that.
Sweet.
But no,
700 words. 8 out of 10. So what do you think? Yeah, let's do the Metacritic score. Then.
Yeah,
let's guess our score because that's a bit premature. So
yeah.
What do we think the Metacritic's going to be on Lego? I want to see what this is called.
I'm sure it's Legacy of the Dark Knight, but I think it'll be 7.5 or 8. And the reason I think that is Skywalker Saga. Everyone was dead hyped for that. They made quite a big deal of how they'd changed like the shooting mechanics and stuff, so it was a bit more involved. And I think that did like 72, 73, 74, 75, sort of like low to mid 70s.
That was a steady game, man. It was an enjoyable collection.
I wasn't keen on it. It felt flat to me. Like I think I said this on Discord the other day or in our chat. It just felt really flat. Like you've gone from having all these games where you could fly around from street level to, up to the top of skyscrapers, and then unless you were out in outer space in Skywalker Saga, it was basically a flat plane.
Yeah, you kind of had some larger open plan levels, didn't you? But I remember some of them were a little.
They were all flat. You couldn't get in a plane and fly up unless you went. You transitioned to outer space. There was no flying around the map. It was all done through land vehicles. I don't think Lego Batman will have that issue. I am just slightly, I suppose, cautious after.
Are you thinking it's going to be more like the Marvel superheroes?
Yeah, and I'll be fine with that, to be honest.
That'd be great. I mean, that was an absolute banger.
Lego Batman 2 was. I think that was one of the only games that I've got 1,000 gamer score on.
Done 1,000 Gs.
Doing all the Joker.
What was the bloody supervillains one as well?
Lego DC supervillains. That was good.
I remember that being quite a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's say. What about 76?
78.
I'm a bit more hopeful.
78. Let's go 78 for. It's called Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight, by the way.
Okay,
that's what it
is.
There we go. So I wasn't being rude to the viewers. I was being rude, but it was for a reason.
Just chat amongst yourselves.
I was trying to do research we should have done earlier, but we've got jobs. What do you want from us? Right, let's do.
Are we making a note of that, by the way? 78.
I have, yeah. I put it in the doc, so we'll come back and have a look later on. Maybe it'd be fun to pull this sort of thing out in GoTo.
Yeah,
especially if we do these down the line when we want some killer filler episodes. What about? So we've done a superhero one, so I don't want to do that one yet.
So more actiony.
Yeah. What about Blood of Dawnwalker?
Oh, I can't wait for this.
Yeah. Now this,
I've only seen a little about this, so I have a vague understanding. From what I know, I looked at it and just went, "This is a Mick game." Yeah,
the reveal trailer, the CGI reveal trailer was really good. Like that, and I don't put any stock whatsoever in CGI trailers. Like I don't care. Like I it doesn't matter whether the CGI trailer is good if the game isn't. Like it doesn't, but it's a really good trailer and it got my interest. Okay. And then I saw the gameplay and I was like, it looks, so this is from, I can't remember who this is from, but it's basically like it looks like The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It looks an awful lot like The Witcher 3 in terms of like how the character moves, the way the combat looks like it flows. It looks a little bit janky, even in the early trailers. I'll be honest, like it could have a little bit of jank in the tank, which I don't mind. Like I'm a big fan of like spiders and
Eurojank.
Yeah, that Eurojank stuff is my bread and butter. So it does look a little bit janky, but I think it looks like it could be really interesting. And I like the dual gameplay state thing.
Yeah,
I was going to say, there's some unique mechanics in this as well regarding because you're nighttime.
as far as I can tell, you're the titular Dawnwalker, which is a vampire who can also, who can also walk around. And they probably would have said, they probably went Daywalker at some point, and somebody went, actually,
can't do that.
Can't do that. So it looks. So during the day, you play it like The Witcher. Basically, it's you've got your sword and you're doing your. I presume I don't know if it's open world or not.
This is all medievally too, isn't it?
Yeah. But then in the nighttime, when the game cycle switches to nighttime, you do vampire stuff.
It looks like Dishonored, third-person Dishonored at night, where you're teleporting across rooftops and stuff, which is what I'm really excited for.
It looks really cool. So the Blood of Dawnwalker, developed by Rebel Wolves. I thought I'd better find out who did that, so that it looks like we have some kind of idea of what's going on.
Some of them are CD Projekt Red developers, aren't they?
Yeah. That's right.
So you got a bit of heritage to back it up then.
Well, this is where the Witcher 3 influences come from, and then obviously, pedigree. But I think it looks really good fun. Like it looks like one of that. And it doesn't. I don't think it looks like it's going to be a masterpiece. Like it doesn't strike me as a game that is going to like blow everybody's socks off. But it's got pedigree behind it. It looks interesting. I like the dual state thing. I'm always a sucker for a big action RPG anyway.
I do think the that dual state thing might be, if there's one thing that I think might cause some contention with people, it might be that, because you've got to manage your time, haven't you? And certain activities take certain amounts of time, so you can't do everything.
Is this one where you can miss key events depending on what you're pissing?
If you want to progress time to night, for example, you might have to do certain activities or pass up certain activities because they'll take you too long, and then you'll end up missing something that you need to do because you've not managed your time correctly up to that.
See, that works if it's got a lot of replayability. That works if it's the sort of game that you can finish and go, I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to make sure I miss this and see this, and what you've. If it's got a kind of maybe a tracker, do you know what I mean? If it's got something that's kind of like, oh, you did this, but you didn't do this, and then when you play it again, what's the game that when you play back through it, it tells you what you do? I want to say the Alters did it, and I can't.
So it's allowing you to make those choices on the fly.
Yeah, you do.
Given our appalling memories at times.
But when you go back to like play it again, when you come upon that moment, it says like it shows you what you did last time. I think it's the Alters that does it. I think it does a little asterisk or something next to the dialogue choice that you picked last time, so you know what you did. And I think if it does something like that, where there's a little bit of like a little bit of tracking to it, so you can go back and just replay it. Because I think
if you're only doing maybe a 15-hour main story playthrough,
and obviously we don't know how big it is. The Witcher 3 is enormous, and I tend to find that sometimes, particularly with studios, and I'm not saying this is like it's a new studio, but these guys have got some background. But usually, or often, you find with these studios that put out these big action RPG things like Elex and stuff like that, these like you said, Eurojank companies, they tend to over egg the pudding a little bit sometimes. Like there's too much in it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what other what mechanics would you like in this game? Yes,
you're just shoehorning everything.
Yeah, and it's like, we need a romance system. Let's get a romance system in. Well, he's a vampire. It doesn't matter. Put it in. And then it's like, do we need to buy a house, or is it one of these things where it's like, here's a castle, so put some furniture in it because you're a vampire, and that's people like V Rising, and you don't know necessarily till you get the game how much they've wedged into it. So I don't know about this one. I think
we should probably be marking it down for that now. Take out the romance system.
I mean, I didn't even know if it has one. And again,
the unconfirmed romance system.
Yeah.
Take out the romance and furniture systems. We'll give it an extra point. Again,
I can only apologise to the listeners and the viewers, because I don't know an awful lot about any of these games. Which is why
enough for us to stick a score on, though. Make it be fine.
Because we're judging completely blindly, and possibly unfairly.
83. Call it 83. I think it looks really good.
Do you think it's going to land higher than? I'll tell you what, actually.
See, I think Lego would go higher than this.
I don't know, because one element about this is it's not going to be, apart from, like you said, the dual state thing, I don't feel like this is going to be a contentious game. Like, I don't think this is, unless it comes out like, oh, they used AI. I can't see this being one of those things that everyone has a shit fit about and finds reasons to hate it. I think people seem to be quite positive about it going in now. So I don't know. I reckon this could land in the 8s. I think.
I mean, slap an 81 on the Metacritic.
81, you think?
81, yeah.
Okay, so Blood of Dawnwalker, we're predicting an 81.
We have a fantasy critic league in our Discord, don't we? And this is on my team, so I'd be happy with 81. But if we can get a bit higher, that'd be even better.
Right, what else have we got? Let's have a talk about. So that's a bit similar to the one we just spoke about. I'm not ready to come to that one yet. That one's
he's building up to it.
I love the deliberation between each game.
And no one knows what I'm talking about.
No. I've not even got the doc open. So
I could be planning lunches for the next.
Play your own guessing game at home. What game is Mick going to go for next?
Okay, Saros. Let's have a look at Saros.
89.
Straight in 89. I mean,
this is
they would have to royally fuck this up, not for it to be coming out at high 80s.
This is going to be floating around high 80, low 90.
Yeah,
I reckon.
Sure.
And I'm going to hate it because it's absolutely not my type of game.
See, this is and Returnal was my game of the year it came out. I think it's absolute. The only thing that bothered me, and we can spoil it now because it's years old, and if you haven't played Returnal by now, it's not my fault, it's your fault.
La 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 la.
No, but Returnal did this really cool thing where you finish it and then it goes, you're not actually finished. Like, because it's a third person like roguelite. I don't know if you know much about Returnal.
Yeah, I've played a bit.
You play an astronaut, she gets crash lands on this planet, and then she finds her dead self, right? And then when she dies, she goes back to the beginning and then she finds her dead self again. So you keep finding your own corpses lying around, and it turns out that you're in a time loop. That's what's on this planet. The thing that let me down in Returnal was, so there's one really cool bit, and it was one of my moments of the year when we discussed it that year. And so every time you die, right, it throws the main character back to the beginning of this loop, right?
Back in the ship, isn't it, each time? You
keep all your stuff. So you keep your upgrades, but you have to find weapons again. And it does it. It's very much a third-person roguelike. You have to find the best loadout to have a chance of winning. If you don't get a good loadout, you're probably going to die. If you get a really good loadout by luck, you're probably going to get far. And I persevered through it, and I got through it. And there's a bit where you think you don't think it's the end of the game because it's like 8 hours in, but it's presented as the end of the game, and you achieve what you set out to achieve. And you call down the rescue party and they come in and they pick you up and they take you home. And then you get a really long, like, extended segment where the main character is rescued. She goes home, she remarries, she has kids, lives a long and happy life. She dies at the end and then wakes up back at the beginning. So the time loop hasn't gone. She just hasn't died. And I thought that was really, really,
that is cool.
Really very cool. I hadn't seen that before or since. But then it does.
Isn't that just how life works, though? I'm assuming that's what we're all going to do.
Well, I hope so. I've got far too much shit to do in one go. So, but anyway, the trouble with it is you get to the end and then it kind of goes like, and I mean the end. So it's after this, and then you get to like what the end of the game is, and it says, yeah, if you want to see the full story, you've got to do it all again, but it's harder now. And I was like, oh, so grueling. Again, I pushed through it, and you still have some stuff, and you've got the knowledge, so it's harder, but you're better. And I got to the end of the game, and then look, I'm going to spoil it because it's annoying and it's several years old. So if you don't want to hear the end of Returnal, close your ears. But you find out that none of it happened. It's pretty much it's all a dream.
Oh, that's the biggest cop.
Yeah, and the main character is just kind of like suffering grief over something, and she's concocted this thing to punish herself, and it was like it really destroyed the game for me. It
diminishes the time you spend with it in my head.
And I absolutely loved it gameplay wise. I absolutely loved the way they did the narrative, the main characters. I thought it was a fantastic game, and then just the end just soured it enough that I didn't want to play it again. I think I still gave it a 10 out of 10 because it was a fantastic game. but that annoyed me a little bit. So
6.5 fucked up the ending again.
Well, no, actually, because I think this looks really, really good.
Is it the same kind of game? Because I did see a little bit of it a while ago.
It looks a lot alike.
Where
you're down on the ground. It's like being in a bullet hell game, isn't it? Down on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's third person bullet hell is basically what it is. It's got a very similar aesthetic. It looks like it's got a very similar setup. It's Rahul.
You got big name actors carrying this.
Yeah, Rahul Kohli, isn't it?
Rahul Kohli. Rahul Kohli. Can never pronounce his name properly, so I've just butchered it.
I love him. He's great.
Who I really like. Yeah, he's really good. He's the main character, which is great to see because he's popped up a lot as like a supporting character.
Is he in Gears? Or did I imagine that?
I'd have to look. I don't know.
I'm sure he's in a Gears game.
But he's one of those people that I see his name a lot in credits and things, and I follow. I watch some of his streams and things like that, and I really like him. And it's really good to see him in I think he's in one of the Star Wars. He might be in Jedi Survivor. Okay. Don't quote me on it. I think
I could envision that though.
But it's I'm glad to see he's got he's the lead role in this, and I think he's going to do really well. I think this is going to score real high. I think it's going to look. I mean, from the trailers and Returnal and Housemarque's
looks fab.
Yeah, Housemarque's house style, so to speak. I think it's going to look amazing. It's going to sound amazing.
I mean, the sound from Returnal was fantastic. Yeah, with a pair of 3D headphones on, it was.
Don't think they're going to miss. And I think it's long enough since Returnal that people aren't going to be like, "Oh, it's just more of the same. It's just the same as Returnal," because Returnal's like 4 or 5 years ago now.
About 5 years for a guess.
So I think if they don't fuck something up, in terms of I don't even know what they could fuck up. You know what I mean? Because I can't even see the DEI monsters coming after this because it's got a male protagonist, and so I don't even think it's going to suffer from the usual woke shit sticks coming out of the woodwork and complaining about it. So I just think it's going to do really well. I can definitely see this doing 85 to 200s in the reviews.
Yeah. I think we should be sticking this in a 90 plus area.
I think it's going to be
bold claims.
90 on the nose, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Let's do that.
Metacritic 90, great beard. There we go.
I've just realised I haven't really got any that could be bad on this.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about those, though. Anyway,
let's be positive.
Okay. Positive.
What's Witchbrook? Because I don't know anything about that.
Witchbrook is a game that got announced years ago by Chucklefish. So they are the team that I think they took over the publishing of Stardew Valley when it was ported to console, and then they've done
that's right. That's where I know the logo from.
Yeah, they've done some other games since then, including what's it called? Wargroove, the strategy game or tactics game.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of theirs, and the Wargroove people have been working on Witchbrook. But Witchbrook is essentially Stardew Valley, but it looks like a Stardew Valley type life sim game, but set in a witching school. So it's got that sort of isometric at an angle, sort of 45-degree angle, viewpoint.
So it's not gone for the rip-off of the 2D sort of pixel art.
No, it's not. It was. I think it was originally, but they've changed it since then. Okay. But it's gone. Like I said, it got announced years ago, and all they shared was 4 screenshots, and people went absolutely feral for it. The Discord was set up immediately, and it's been full of people ever since, all clamoring over this game that really all we've seen until recently is a handful of screenshots shared sporadically.
I mean, anything that mentions it being a Stardew alike is gonna get a rabid fan base straight from the off, isn't it?
Yeah, it just looks like a really nice, cozy, engaging game. With all the different systems of you going to classes and mixing potions and all that sort of stuff. But it looks like there's a bit of scale to it as well. So you're able to get a broom, for example, and fly around, which you wouldn't necessarily expect in a game that's got that sort of art style and
open world vibes then.
Yeah, so it's got like an open world that you can explore, and I just think between how it looks and the team that are working on it, and I know how much that the people who love these sort of cozy games, myself included, have been waiting for this game. I think it should do pretty well.
Assuming it's got combat of some format in it, because even Stardew has going to the caves and doing the combat there. That's the thing it could live and die on.
Yeah, I've got no idea. I don't know if they've shown anything like that actually. Yeah, to be honest,
a
lot of what
I would love it if it didn't. I would much prefer it just to be cozy living sim.
Yeah, I mean, if they did do combat, they might do something. They could do something turn based. Again, they've got I said they've got the war group
from the
working on
elements.
it. Yeah, I just the only thing that I suppose that could go against it is that it has been in development for a long time. Like that first screenshot was shared years and years and years ago.
Didn't hurt Duke Nukem, did it?
Not if you ask Lyle. But yeah, it was due out last year, and then it got delayed. So I'm hoping we get it soon. To be honest, I'm sort of expecting it in the first sort of half of the year, maybe if we're lucky. But
have they not done I'm sure at some point on Steam, I saw like a beta weekend or something for this.
Not for this. There are similar games on Steam. No, there's been nothing other than I think one trailer that was shared last year, and the screenshots.
Probably one of the million as other cozy games.
There's a lot of like witchy ones on Steam at the minute. But yeah, I think this will do in the 80s. I don't know where it's going to be. I don't think it'll be high 80s, but maybe sort of again around the 82, 83 mark.
Yeah, I mean it's the chiptune soundtrack that sells it for me. So I think it's going to be a 79, 80.
This sounds like one of those that comes along and everyone talks about for a fortnight. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean that necessarily to sound like derogatory, but it seems like one of those things that sort of it comes out and everybody's sharing screenshots and clips and stuff of it for 5 minutes, and then it sort of just like quietly goes away, and then it's just got a little fan base, and they'll drop some updates and they'll.
Yeah,
everyone's trying to get them out quick before Haunted Chocolatier comes out in 2037.
and that's the thing. The landscape is very different from when they first showed that screenshot. There was lots of cozy games, but not as prolific as they are now, and not as you didn't have as many like influencers who are constantly sharing this sort of stuff, or as many different variations on Steam. So I think there probably is a lot more competition for this type of game than there was 5, 6, 7 years ago, and lots of examples of other games doing it well.
Maybe a mid-70s somewhere then.
I could, let's what about 70?
73.
73. You think as low as 73?
Why don't we meet in the middle and do 75?
Yeah, 75. You did
say
mid-70s.
I'm looking at myself and my hat is really annoying me.
You've got a slight jaunty angle on the TV.
Because it's just, for some reason, it's just doing something, and I can't, no matter what I fucking fiddle with it, and it's really annoying me.
I thought you were just trying to be slightly cheeky, chappy vibes tonight.
Bright red on my head as well, so I can't not see it. So,
and now you've just drawn even more attention to it.
Well, the listeners can't see it, so
yeah, that's true.
So
75 then.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Cool.
Lords of the Fallen 2. Did you guys play Lords of the Fallen?
I have played maybe 6-7 hours of it.
So obviously this
but that was post big update. Was that big?
Yeah.
Was it the 1.5 or 2.0 maybe? I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
So this is Lords of the Fallen.
A few big revision, doesn't it?
Wait, so is this Lords of the Fallen was the remake or the new game in the series?
Technically, this is like Lords of the Fallen 3, because I think Lords of the Fallen 2 is technically a sequel in terms of it's in the same world. I'm sure it's not a prequel. I'm sure it's a sequel, but I don't know. But Lords of the Fallen from 2023. I want to say 2023.
Yeah, a couple of years
ago.
Might
have been 2022. Again, who needs research? Let's just wing it all.
Research is for losers, mate. Don't even bother.
Yeah, Lords of the Fallen was in 2014. 2023.
You were way off.
Yeah, no, that was the original. Because quite famously, the original Lords of the Fallen in 2014 was the first one to try and do Souls-like that wasn't From Software. It was the first time, I think it was Deck 13, it was the first time anybody had stepped up to the plate and gone, let's have a go at this.
Like direct competition.
And it wasn't awful. It was too short. They didn't have really a good grasp of the sense of space that you need to really have that kind of combat. You kept Harkin, I think, was the main guy's name. He was a big bulky guy. It didn't matter what you played him as. If you played him as a rogue, he was a big bulky guy.
Was he a lot of barbarian ass looking dude?
Yeah, covered in tattoos. He was very cool. The whole aesthetic was very cool, but it was just you versus loads of different dudes in like gnarly armor, always in like tight enclosed spaces. You couldn't move, you couldn't maneuver. It had an interesting mechanic where you could bank your souls. I can't remember what they called them, but you could. So instead of dying and losing them, you could bank them. But the more you held on to them, the more you earned. So if you kept banking them and playing it safe, you would earn less and less XP. Right, but if you took risks,
it's like reverse interest.
Yeah, the trouble is it wasn't particularly hard. So even though it was a Souls-like, it wasn't like it wasn't very well balanced. Some of the bosses would just one-shot you, and others you'd just roll over. But Lords of the Fallen 2023, I reviewed it, and we got it early, I recall, and they patched the living fuck out of this game. Like it was patch after patch. I've never seen a game get so many patches
during the review period,
and both. So review period kept getting patches. After release, it was absolutely insane. I mean, I finished it before release because we got it early, and then I'd gone back and I was running in. I think they added New Game Plus, but I definitely did a New Game Plus, and I tried a couple of other classes at the same time. Yeah. And every time I went to play this game, which was near enough every day at the time because I was really into it, nearly every day it had an update, and some of it was quite often it was a full client update on PC, so it was just the whole game I had to reinstall. Wow. But what I will say is, what I will give them is that every change they administered, every patch they put on this game was because of feedback, and they were listening to everything people were saying, to the point where maybe it got to a point where you were like, are you pandering a bit, guys? Shouldn't you just stick to some artistic vision and say no? But they had to, because there were things in the original, like people won't even probably know because they didn't play it pre-release, but there were a lot of the shrines, I can't remember what they're called, but like where you had to like the bonfires, basically.
Just a bonfire. We always just a bonfire.
They weren't even in the game. Like a lot of them weren't there originally. There was very few of these places. You could only save at one, so it would always like you couldn't fast travel, if I recall. And if you saved at one, it would wipe out the last one. So you couldn't, like, there was no way of like jumping between them. It was like
couldn't have like multiple save situations.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it was really user unfriendly, and they patched it a lot. And then I reinstalled it a couple of months ago, just before Christmas, November time, when there's a big update that came out, a 2.0.
I think this latest one was a 2.0. I think the one I jumped on was 1.5.
Yeah, whatever the latest patch came out, I installed it and I went back in, and I love it. And it's really good. Like, it's a really good Souls-like. Like, it was always really good anyway. Like, I thought it was really well balanced. I thought the difficulty was on point. Like, I don't like, even for a Souls-like fan, I don't like a game that is mean. Like, I don't like a game that is just hard because it wants to be hard. Like, it's something like
it's the badge of honor situation.
Yeah, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers last year was just mean. Like, a lot of that game was just, I just feel like slapping you, so here's a slap. And it was like
Silksong can be accused of it as well.
Again, yeah, this is what I mean.
Like, in a different genre, but
yeah, like
at times you get a feeling it hates you.
Yeah, challenge me, but don't bully me. Like, that's what I don't want to be bullied by a game. So, and Lords of the Fallen, I thought, didn't do that. There were a couple of, like, one of the bosses I remember that took me ages. It was like this big monster in a courtyard, and you had to do certain things in a certain way. It was like in the middle of the courtyard, and you were on like the ramparts, and it was like this giant dude. And I couldn't do it. I did about 25 attempts. And after I beat it, they patched it and made it harder because people had complained it was easy. And I was like, because there's always bosses in every Souls-like. Anybody who plays a lot of Souls-likes will tell you that some bosses just fucking get them and they don't know why. Like, there's bosses that, like, I remember in Bloodborne, everybody was talking about the blood-starved beast.
Oh, with his flappy skin back.
About how hard that was. I did him first time without breaking a sweat. I didn't know anything. I didn't know about the blood pellets.
I think I was the same for that.
I wasn't over. No, I wasn't over leveled. I just went in and I did him first time, and I was like, cool, another boss down. Carry on through Bloodborne again, pre-release. So I was playing it with no guides and no one to talk to about it. I just did it, and afterwards, everybody was talking about how hard the Bloodstarved Beast was. But then I had problems with some of the bosses. I think the Orphan of Kos. Later on, I think that was in the main game or the DLC, but the Orphan of Kos I just noped out of in the end. I was just like, I can't do this. Like, it was just not possible for me. And I'd watch people on YouTube. Oh, there was that spider fucking thing.
Oh, Rom.
Yeah, I watched so many people. It took me hours to get through that fight.
See, I was with was it the Lords of Shadow, the 3 dudes just before that? That took me fucking forever.
But I watched videos after it released of people that just like walked through that boss, and I was like, that took like I was on a deadline to review that, and it took me so much of that day. But anyway, I'm talking about everything else. But but Lords of the Fallen 2023 I thought was fantastic. But the reason I think Lords of the Fallen 2 is going to push. I think this is going to push tens. And the reason I think this is going to push tens is because of how much work these developers have done with the last game. If they take... Now, I've seen this happen before where Bungie did it with Destiny 2, where you change so much in a game and you get it to where people are so fucking happy with it, and then you announce a sequel and you dial it all back again and you release the game without the quality of life that people got at the end of the
point you got to just been completely forgotten.
Yeah, and you wonder, like, what were you smoking in that meeting when you did that? So, like, Lords of the Fallen has had a lot of work done to it. A lot of work done to it. I think I gave it a 9 or an 85 to begin with. I really liked it. Thought it was fantastic. It's way better now because of the quality of life stuff and the things they've changed and what they've added to it. They just have to keep all that stuff, but then put more stuff on it. And if they do that, maybe we get a 10 out of 10 this time. Possibly.
I do remember it also looking fantastic as well. It was a hell of a good looking game. It was the thing with the lantern where you'd look around and the world would be shifting and changing as it went.
Yeah, you go into the other world.
That felt like magic because it was so smooth and just looked so good.
Yeah, the Umbral lamp.
Yeah, it was cool as hell.
Really clever stuff. The whole dual world was really clever, which obviously they're going to do again because that was the main theme of the last game, and I think they're doing that with the second game. The boss design was on point. I think it's going to be again. I still think the best non-From Software Souls-like is Lies of P, but Lords of the Fallen was very close for me.
I've just checked the OpenCritic just to see like where that first one landed. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing that those scores might not necessarily be representative of what the first game is now, though, isn't it? If that's had that big 2.0 release,
initial release.
Yeah, so the last one on OpenCritic was 73.
Yeah, because it got some 6s. There were some people that did not like it. Like it didn't. I really liked it, but there were some people who had some real issues with that game on launch. None of which I can remember what those issues were because I didn't have them. But there were performance problems on some of the platforms. People had problems with the difficulty. People had problems with the fact that there was limited save points and fast travel was limited and all that sort of stuff that later they fixed because of feedback. So it doesn't surprise me. Like, I'm not surprised that it landed at 73. I think this one's going to push I think this is going to be an 83, 84 at launch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play the first one.
You on that one, Mick. You're the Souls master.
Yeah, I think this is going to do very well, but not set the world on fire.
Maybe edge its way up to a 9 in later patching.
Yeah. But it's too late then. Isn't it?
What are the monster designs and stuff like in Lords of the Fallen? Because that's what I always look for when I play Souls games, which isn't very often.
Just cool monsters.
Yeah, are they cool?
Yeah, so the monster design is very much like... So the world is kind of very Dark Souls, but it's also got a lot of very overtly sort of Catholic like almost blasphemous style. Like
it was quite hellscapey at times. Wasn't
yeah,
it,
like the first main boss is she's basically like this fallen saint, and she's like she's all bloody and covered in thorns, but she's got these beautiful wings, and she does all of her magic is sort of light and holy based, but she's fucking mad as a box of frogs. But then like all the monsters are kind of like that, and then it's because it's got this like dual world thing. Like when you go into the umbral realm, everything's like blue and cold and eerie, and then like when you're in the real world, it's basically you could just be in Lordran or Drangleic or you know Yharnam. It's basically got a very similar aesthetic to the Souls games, and the monsters follow suit whichever realm you're in at the time. Right. Most bosses you fight in the main realm, because the Umbral realm is sort of where you go when you die, or you go in there to solve like environmental puzzles and find secrets.
Yeah, it would be like a different passageway around something you couldn't get past.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the majority of like there's some great big bosses. There's one where you try and cross a bridge and you fall into a pit and there's just boss and you just don't know it's coming. That one took me a little while. It's got summons, so the bosses that you've killed previously or characters you've met, they'll join you in your little hub, and then you like some of them you can select for certain boss fights. You get a choice sometimes or not. Sometimes they're really useful. The boss, the angel boss, I can't remember her name. She allies with you when you beat her. And then she's like really useful for a lot of boss fights. She's got like buffs and stuff that she puts on you. So it's a little bit more than just, oh, we've summoned a puppet and it's gonna, you know, take boss aggro. They do a little bit more than that. That's quite clever.
Was there actual real life human co-op in this? Because I don't think I've.
Yes, there was. Yeah, because yes, there definitely was. Because I hooked up with another reviewer towards the back end of the game because we were running out of time. I say reviewer, it could have been a content creator. It was someone online. Yeah. And we smashed out the last few bosses like in pretty quick succession because we were quite high level at that point. Without speaking a word to each other, we just did it. So there is co-op in it. And it handled co-op really well. You could play the whole game. There was no kicking you after a boss. If you jumped in with somebody, you just played to one of your left.
Nothing worse than that, man. Is there?
Yeah, and I think the world state was persistent for you, but if you helped somebody else, you took things back with you.
Okay.
So because I believe you could farm bosses for certain things. I might be getting that mixed up. It's been a couple of years, but I'm sure you had a reason to kill bosses over and over again, whether it was for drops or armor, because there was so many armor sets and weapons in it.
Well done,
83
number on it,
yeah, Lords of the Fallen 2, I think 83. So we've only got a couple left now. 3, in fact. Let's leave the 2 best for last. Let's do Wolverine.
Oh, I cannot wait for this.
I think this has got potential to go sideways. I don't know what you guys think.
I don't think.
I don't believe this is going.
It's not going to score badly.
I think
I don't think it's going to score badly. I don't think it's going to score as highly as the Spider-Man games.
Right. So yeah, I'll give you that. So Wolverine is it's a very different thing, because we had a really good Wolverine game a few years back.
The movie one, X-Men Origins.
Nobody expected to be as good as
that was good.
360 game.
I don't think it was 360.
Yeah, it was.
It might have been, actually.
I think it was that old. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was 2012, maybe.
Yeah.
So really good. It was really good. No one expected it to be that good. But like, I think so. In terms of superhero games, we've had superhero games, lots. So we've had loads of superhero games. They're not all gems.
No,
mixed bag would be fair.
Most aren't,
by any stretch of the imagination, they're not all gems. But the Spider-Man games are. And like, I think so, because the previous to this, I think the best superhero game to ever have existed was Amazing Spider-Man 2, which was the only Spider-Man game to nail the web swinging and get the character right.
You had a trigger for each arm, didn't for each?
Yeah.
That was quite cool.
And I think that Insomniac Spider-Man topped it. I thought Insomniac Spider-Man was fantastic. I got the platinum in that, and then I got it in Miles Morales because I just couldn't leave it alone. I got it in. I didn't get it in the second one because I can't do that wingsuit thing, which is the only trophy I haven't got. I gave up. But I think Insomniac have got such good. They have got a lot of goodwill. Like, they've got a lot of public trust.
Massively.
For good reason. And I think they just know how to put a video game together. So, like, the problem here is that Spider-Man is a character who's really funny, and he's really charming, and he's really likable. And the web swinging is just, you get that right, you don't need anything else. Like, the rest of the game could have been pants. Like, the first game got a free pass on a lot of stuff, like the awful stealth, and the kind of not always that exciting boss battles.
It's not a perfect game by any stretch.
No, not at all. But they nailed the web swinging, and that's all anybody cares about in Spider-Man game. Whereas Wolverine hasn't got that. Like, Wolverine's got to nail the combat, and the combat I expect is going to be more Arkham City style.
Yeah, you'd hope so.
I'm not sure about that. But really? I can see. I think this is where I could see myself maybe not enjoying it as much as I enjoy Spider-Man. Like you said, it's not got that swinging element to sort of take you away from the combat. Most of the time is going to be spent fighting. I can see it ended up playing more like God of War,
more brawler-esque.
Yeah,
that's
what I hope it's not. I don't want that.
I don't want that either.
It's the traversal that bothers me, because Wolverine has basically got walking, running on all fours, clawing his way up a building, or a motorbike, or lobbing him across the world.
See, I can see a lot of running on all fours, clawing your way up buildings. It doesn't look like it's going to be set in like skyscrapery cities. A lot of what I've seen in the trailers looks like it's because Wolverine is like
I imagine it's going to be more linear levels, essentially.
I think it'll be like little hubs. I think it'll be Uncharted 4 style.
Definitely more of that.
Yeah, maybe. But he's got nothing ranged, has he, Wolverine, either? So it's all going to be up front, which is not difficult to keep interesting. But even look at really, really melee focused games, like something like Ghost of Yotei, even.
Yeah.
And you've got bows and kunai and all sorts of like bombs and stuff like that to give it that ranged.
It breaks it up a bit, doesn't it?
It's very rare nowadays that any game is just melee. Even if you're playing like a fantasy game and it's all swords, you've got magic, or you've got. Whereas Wolverine is. I mean, I can imagine he'll pick stuff up and throw it at people. Like,
or he'll launch himself. He'll pounce when he'll ability to pounce halfway across the screen or whatever.
So I expect it's going to be like difficult to keep it feeling fresh. Like, how many different combos and different pounce attacks. So I don't expect it to be as big. I don't think this is going to be a big, like Spider-Man was about, I think it took me about 45 hours to platinum. I don't think it's going to be that. I think this is going to be a 20-hour.
Yeah, 15 to 20 to main story.
Yeah. And
25 for the plat.
And I don't think that's a problem. And I think if it's got some replayability, or there's some hubs, or there's some different places to go, or
costumes, there'll be lots of costumes to claim.
Lots of costumes to pick up, side characters to meet, and that sort of stuff. So, I think this is going to be. I think this is going to push high. I don't know what Spider-Man did.
Let's have a look.
I'm thinking with Spider-Man, he's got a lot of appeal just because of his character. He's a likable chap. He's cheeky. He's fun. Wolverine is grumpy old man, essentially.
The thing about Wolverine is everybody. So in the X-Men cartoon, Wolverine was very much like a side character, right? It was Cyclops was the main guy. Yeah. Cyclops and sort of Beast was quite prominent in the cartoon and that sort of stuff. So I think personally, people fell in love with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. So similar to the way Marvel's Avengers came out, and it was none of the people that you recognized. It was like these proxies of characters you spent 10 years or more with.
It throws you off, man.
This has got that element to me, right? I think, is it Troy Baker doing the voice?
No, it's
I'd say it wouldn't have surprised me if it was.
It's someone else. I can't think of the guy's name. It's not Troy Baker.
Not Nolan North.
No, it's I didn't recognize them.
sure it's a name I recognise. I don't know,
Let's have a look at that as well.
But it's not Hugh Jackman. Do you know what I mean? And so Wolverine not being Hugh Jackman has got to do something else with the story. And the MCU, not the MCU, sorry, the Fox universe played around with his origins and his side story. They didn't do a great job with some of it.
But they made a good attempt at fleshing it out.
They did. And I think that Insomniac have got kind of an open playing field with what they do with this guy in this game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they can
I don't want it to be Hugh Jackman from Wish.
No. And I don't think that would be like that. But the trailer they showed didn't feel like that. Whereas Marvel's Avengers very immediate, and I love that game. I put like 150 hours.
I played a lot of it. Yeah, I did enjoy it.
But it did immediately feel like it's
what's going on?
Team U Avengers, didn't it?
Yeah,
because they looked and sounded as much like them as they could do. Whereas I was just looking. This is Liam McIntyre who plays.
Oh, he played Spartacus.
Yes, and JD Phoenix and Gears of War.
Yeah, he was in Star Wars,
Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah, so
I don't know, man.
Really good voice actor. He's a big streamer as well. He's a big gamer himself. Yeah. Liam McIntyre, I'm a big fan, so I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah,
that's good.
Extra 10 points.
Well, I think this is going to land in the mid 80s to high 80s. I think it's going to score reasonably well.
Yeah,
because again, Wolverine is still about. Like, Logan finished him off, and then Deadpool and Wolverine brought him back. Like Hugh Jackman just embodies Wolverine constantly anyway. So the character's never left sort of the zeitgeist, and it's like I just think it's going to do well.
I'm assuming, because I saw the trailer very briefly when it first came through, or what we've been shown of it so far. Do we know who the antagonist is?
Sabretooth is in it, isn't he?
He's in it, yeah. I'm sure Omega Red's in it.
Okay,
I've seen that there's a few in there. I was just thinking as well, like, if 2012, whenever it was, X-Men Origins Wolverine, people love that game now. If people love that, they're gonna fucking go mental for this, aren't they? Because this is obviously going to be better.
I'm going to suggest this.
The weight of expectation on this following the Spidey games.
I think this is going to get 8s and 9s across the board. I think it's going to sit around 85-ish.
I was going to say 85, 86, yeah.
Seems fair.
Cool. Okay, only got two more.
It's nothing controversial from us at that point, is it?
So two more. So these are the fun ones, right? So the first one is, and who's played this on the preview? Any of you guys? Resident Evil Requiem.
Not I.
Right, but it has been previewed at the site, so someone has played it at the site. I can't remember. It would have been Lyle or Adam, I'm guessing. This is.
I've got to take, because I watched some of the Resi showcase the other night.
Yeah.
The swapping viewpoints from third and first person is some jarring ass shit, man.
I think that's quite cool. I think.
See, I mean, who am I to judge it? You know me in horror, scary games.
I think it's good that it lets you. I think it's really good that it lets you, because the last two have been first person and very popular. But it's Leon Kennedy is back, isn't he? And like,
yeah.
So am I? I hope I'm right in thinking that you're playing all of Leon's stuff from over the shoulder.
You can choose. I think. I'm sure you can.
So you can choose
set it for either one
with those on the fly.
But I think they
right. I got wrong into the stick then, because I thought you were going to have a section with Leon's point of view over the shoulder.
It's all optional.
This person for hers.
Yeah. So in my mind, you would play Grace's sections in first person, because they're more like Resident Evil 7 and Village,
more
where it's
horror oriented.
Horror, yeah. And then Leon's bits are a bit more like Resident Evil 3 and 4 remakes, where it's
the action,
balls to the wall action, which is, I mean, his sections are the bit, because I'm really looking forward to this game. I love those games. But I did think the stuff they showed of Leon's section just looked a little bit too zany for my liking, which seems weird to say about Resident Evil, but
yeah, it was Adam Cook who reviewed it. So go to the site and check out his preview. He said it's very good. In fact, he called it a brilliant return to horror. So Adam was quite impressed by it. Sometimes he gets it right.
We don't talk about him ever getting it wrong. It's cool.
Well, we don't talk about it. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Do you know what I mean? I don't talk about leaving the house and forgetting to put pants on, but sometimes I find myself at work with a cold ass, so it does happen. But like, yeah, Adam really liked it. I tend to trust him with Resident Evil, although once upon a time back in the day, he gave Resident Evil 6 a 9, and I will never let him forget that.
Well, people have done like a bit of a 180 on that one, to be honest. People seem to hate it at the time, but they look back on it a lot more fondly than
that's
what you would think.
fans, isn't it? We're a changeable bunch.
That was way more like over the top action level, wasn't it?
But that's what the Leon sections in this one reminded me of a little bit, with the hatchet and parrying stuff. It just looked a little.
It went through a stage where it was just going like action. Like Resi 4 is very action. Then Resi 5, I really disliked.
That game.
Resident Evil 5 was where I dropped off it. I couldn't stand Resident Evil 5.
Not a fan of punching boulders, though.
Yeah, I don't like Resi 5. I went back and played a bit of Resi 6 long after it came out. I didn't mind it, but I never played 7 or 8. I didn't play anything.
7 and 8 are great.
Yeah, and because it's gone horror again, and I don't like horror games. That's why
well,
I'm 100% with you, Mick.
8 is like half horror, half action, and I think they have patched in the ability to play third person as well, so you've got a few more options to sort of split it out a bit. But yeah, I think 9 looks great. I think I'd be shocked if there is anything that people find really contentious about it and it scores, maybe gives it a bad score. I suppose the only thing that could potentially impact like an open critic score is it's on Switch 2 on release date, and I don't know how that's going to run.
You have to wait and see on that one.
So the problem
is there a big mummy figure in this one anywhere so far?
Not that we've seen.
I've not seen.
People are sexualized.
Some fucking horrible.
That's the fucking point straight from the off.
And Leon's got some frighteningly aggressive fans.
Yeah, they've not got mummy, but they've got daddy.
And so I don't know about this. I think this could really, really split people, because Resident Evil can always do that. Like, you just don't ever know what you're getting. Like, it's like Resident Evil forever has been a series that's like, is this one going to be really good, or is it going to tank something? It doesn't ever matter either, because if this comes out and it's bad and it scores 6s, they're still going to make Resi 10 and everyone's still going to go nuts for it. And it's probably going to be amazing. It's really a gamble all the time. And I don't know about this. I think it could go. It could, because as you say,
tipping point.
It does have, Leon's back, so it could lean back into action if they don't get the combat right, or if it's too much like the Resi 4 remake. Do you know what I mean? People are going to pick at that. And Resi fans in general are quite demanding in terms of what they want from each individual game. And obviously it's not the fans that would, the Metacritic is not the fans, it's the critics. It's probably going to do very well. I don't necessarily know whether this is going to slam into 9s straight away. I think this could go 7s and 8s.
Yeah, maybe high 70s somewhere then.
I think it's got to be. I will say, I suppose Village is probably where people started to feel a little bit like, oh, this has got a little bit too silly with the werewolves and stuff. And I know, just chatting to Discord, there's people in there, Lyle included, I think, actually, who don't like Village because of how silly it went.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it has been a deadly serious series up until that point.
Well, what I'm thinking is, if 5 was the one before, the 5 was the one before it sort of fell apart with 6, is Village the one before it falls apart with 9?
Maybe. What about splitting the difference? Call it a bang on an 8.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to get there. I mean, I'm not a fan, and I haven't played 7 and 8, so I'll defer to you guys on this one.
Kieran's thinking higher.
I think it'll be higher, but
to split the difference.
Yeah, I think we're in the middle.
I think we're going to come back. This is going to be in the 70s, but we're going to, what are we calling it?
Bang on 8?
80.
Yeah, call it 8.
80.
Okay, last one. And then we'll do a couple of questions, because we've got a couple of listener correspondence. Sweet. But we are running past the hour mark now, so we'll make it a little bit quicker. This one should be easy. Grand Theft Auto 6.
10 out of 10. Can't wait.
Now, I reckon this is going to score 10s. Like, I'm not blowing smoke up anyone's ass. Like, it's such a hyped game. Rockstar don't miss with this series. They don't miss with in fact, the only game I can remember them doing recent memory that wasn't great was Max Payne 3.
Oh yeah.
And I always felt
that was okay.
I always felt like they were doing that as a favor for someone in a way. Do you know what I mean? It always felt like, oh yeah, we'll finish it. Give it.
Took it over before.
Yeah, and it's like, I think Rockstar are a fantastic developer. I think they have missteps. They crunch people way too much. There's issues with, I think, the way they monetized GTA Online in the end, and still are. I think it's absolutely fucking insane, and it's really annoying that I blame GTA Online for the fact that GTA6 has taken this long, because why would you put your golden goose outside when it just keeps laying eggs? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, so and again, it's a business, they've got to do this. I'm not making excuses for them, but I don't see how GTA 6 is going to come out to less than 9s.
Nope.
9.5s. I can't imagine a world where this game is not something that changes the landscape.
Changes gaming.
Sure. And I'm not even, it's really hard to do this because we are reviewers and we may well get to review this. And I'm not trying to color it in that way. And I'm not trying to kiss up and hope that we get code, please, Rockstar. But I just can't see this game coming out and not making a huge impact on.
I was thinking about this whilst driving through the country earlier. What do people want from GTA 6? Like, what are the expectations here of? You want a massively more detailed world.
You want a second life. That's what people, I think, want from this game. They want this world to be so fucking alive,
living and breathing.
You just don't leave. Vital. This is where you live now.
That they just want something to mimic real life, but in that hyper real video game way where you can just destroy buildings. And
because I would say, I was trying to think, what would I want from it? And I was like, well, I don't
want 5 again.
Know.
5
like,
again.
Want every building being fully modelled. You can wander in and out. Do you want? Everyone's got individual light.
What I find that Rockstar don't do though necessarily is, so you can't say that Grand Theft Auto as a franchise has not been influential, but I wouldn't say that like Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2 have been particularly influential on. Like, I can't think of many people, and I think it's of this is because people can't ape it. Like,
I was going to say that because they look at it and go, we can't do this.
Like Grand Theft Auto, a lot of people try to do Grand Theft Auto, some with success. You know, arguably
post GTA 3,
you know, like True Crime, Sleeping Dogs. Technically, they're all classed as like GTA alikes, I guess.
Clones,
but like, there's no Red Dead Redemption clones. Like, no one went, I'm going to make a Western because Red Dead Redemption sold cobs, or you know, I'm going to try and do a deep story set in the Old West because of what, you know, Red Dead Redemption 2 did. No one's done that. No one's gone, I want to, you know, animate horse balls growing and shrinking regardless of, like, you know,
I mean, I thought that, but my pockets aren't deep enough.
Yeah, this is it. This is the other thing, though. Maybe no one imitates because you just can't, because it's like they've got more money than God, and to try and copy it just kind of highlights the fact that you haven't got more money than God. Yeah. So like, it's difficult to copy. But I genuinely don't think Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to come out and be anything less than a fucking. I mean, everybody's terror. No one's releasing a game in the month that GTA 6 comes out, because
it kind of becomes pointless, doesn't it?
Why bother? Because I would say 8 out of 10 gamers out there are buying this game before they buy anything else.
This is going to be virtually instantly the biggest selling game of all time, isn't it?
I would have thought so.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and I kind of to the point where I don't think it's even going to matter if it drops the ball in places.
If it's a bit shit.
I mean, the only thing I can say is that given the, I'm going to try and word this really carefully, and I know it's not like we have, you know, a mass amount of international listeners, but given the shit pile that the USA is right now, I find it like Grand Theft Auto 6 has always been kind of a very satirical mirror on the world. And I think, will they do something silly that is funny now, but isn't still funny when they release it? Do you know what I mean?
So it's dated over the time it's been in development, or
just bad taste by the time it comes out, or do you know what I mean? Like, there's a chance it could, because sometimes the real world gets so crazy that satire just becomes truth, and like,
I think that'll be the issue,
and we don't want that.
No.
So like, that's my big concern about Grand Theft Auto 6, is that it's silly fun until someone loses an eye, and like, that's a potential risk with a GTA 6 coming out with the global climate the way it is right now. These are very American games.
Some predictions from real life.
I mean, even that original trailer was like soldiers coming home and like that American dream. The American dream is kind of a bit sour at the moment. I'm not going to go into it, and it's not what this podcast is about, but it is getting that way. And I wonder how GTA 6 will carry that and exist in that kind of ecosystem.
I think it's just harder for the satire to land when things are as crazy as they are now. It's very different to 2012 or 2011 when GTA 5 came out.
Yeah.
And I think in the same way, I mean, for me personally, in the same way that I don't find something like South Park as funny as I used to, because it's very difficult to ape stuff when life is ludicrous as it is.
Yeah.
Is GTA going to be the same? But then I don't think it would ever do it poorly enough that it's gonna impact the score.
No, I think this is going to hit 98.
98.
Yeah, I think this is going to hit. What's the highest scored game on Metacritic? I think, is it not Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah, I was going to say it'll be a Zelda game. I think. Let's have a look.
I don't know what else would be up there as high.
Super Mario Odyssey, 97.
Oh, okay,
right, 97. I think this is going to push that. I think GTA 6 is going to push whatever that record is.
So at least a 97, maybe a 98.
I think it's going to push it quite hard.
Wow.
That'd be interesting because Rockstar already have 2 games in the top 10 for on OpenCritic between Red Dead and GTA 4.
They're going for that number 1 spot.
I don't necessarily think it's going to become the best, like the highest reviewed necessarily, because for the reasons we've said, but
it's going to be decently in the 90s, isn't it?
It's a juggernaut. Like whichever way you look at it, they could make awful mistakes. They could drop the ball in certain areas where gameplay. And people will give it a pass. It will be buggy because it's enormous, but it will get a pass. And I think, I just think this is going to push. I think it's going to push it. I think if 97's a record, I think this hits 96.
And you could go bold and push for the 98, Mick.
I don't want to get down on my knees for them just yet. Let's see what the actual game's like. But I think this is going to push 96.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, 96.
Let's go with it.
96 it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Now,
that's
Adam,
all the
Adam will never let me
you.
review it now if we do get code. So that's it. So I'm not even going to run back through them. We're going to just leave it at that, and we'll come back to them.
Come back to them as they release and see
as they release or whatever. Yeah. I want to do some listener correspondence because we haven't done for quite a while.
No, it seems
and like I said, we are a little bit pushed for time, so I'm just going to do 2 because we've got quite a few actually. I'm just going to do 2. I'm going to do
what you got.
So I've got. Okay, so this is from. Okay, so this is for you 2. This one's from Mick.
Yeah.
So 6 months on.
Oh, God.
What full price games have you bought for Switch 2, and what game would you spend 70 to 80 quid for on Switch 2?
Ooh.
I've got a few for this. I bought a few full price games. I bought 100 Line, which was a little bit annoyed because it went on sale like 3 days later.
Of course it did.
I bought Pokemon Legends ZA after we did the Game of the Year podcast
because that's never getting a discount anyway.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's not going to drop in price, and Lyle was really big on it, and Adam was as well. And it's a fucking fantastic game. There was something else that I had in my head. I can't think. Oh, Cyberpunk when the console launched, just because I was really desperate to see how it ran.
And it ran okay.
It was playable.
Yeah. Magic.
I've played it about 5 hours.
The only full price one that I've done is Donkey Kong Bonanza, which was worth every penny. It's a banger.
But what would you pay for now going forward? What would they say? This is coming. It's 80 quid. I mean, obviously, Mario Odyssey. Is it Mario Odyssey 2?
Mario Odyssey 2 would be. I mean, for something that we, I guess, know is coming, I'd be doing a Monster Hunter port, including G rank. I'd be doing full price day one on that.
That's what they'll do, I think, isn't it? If this comes to Switch 2. I would think it would struggle to come to Switch 2 because it struggled with some of the systems it's already on. Monster Hunter. I think there's
right,
well, yeah, PC especially, isn't it? It's. I would also pay full price again for a Monster Hunter World / Iceborne pack. I would play that again in a heartbeat, and I'd have pay through the nose for it because I'm a fucking idiot.
Well, I don't think they'd make that full price, would they? That would be like Star Wars Outlaws or something, where it's £50 for.
Yeah, you'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Which I think's, if you like the game that much, I think it's worth it, isn't it?
I mean, the £70-80 boundary is going to be Ninty first party, isn't it?
Well, I was thinking Resident Evil 9 actually, because I do really want to play it, and the Switch version is. I know it's probably not going to. Well, it's definitely not going to run as well as it will on console. No, but
would you not rather picking it up on a full fat console?
Yeah, but then there's also that special edition where it's got the three games in it, which I'm sort of tempted by.
Okay.
But, yeah. There's Bond. Would you play Bond would you pay full price for Bond on Switch too?
No, I'd want that to be on my PS5.
Yeah, that's fair.
I want as much performance out of that bad boy as I can get. You're always going to get a slightly underpowered version, and because I am lucky enough to have the option to have the best version you can get of it, I'm going to take it on there instead, because you're going to pay the same sort of price.
Yeah, true.
It'd be Nintendo first parties for me, and that's basically why I own a Switch.
Zelda. See, they're going to have to see. I don't own a Switch 2, so I can't really answer what I've played because I haven't. But there's not a single game out yet or announced that I would buy a Switch 2 for. But if Capcom were to announce Monster Hunter Rise 2 or whatever, and it was a Switch 2 exclusive, even if it's only going to be exclusive for 12 months, that would probably push me to just pick
to buy a console at that point.
Just buy that would sell a system to me if they did that. I don't know whether they will, but that would sell a system to me.
I don't blame you one bit, mate. I totally agree with that
one. What else have we got? Sorry. Right, so there's a couple more. Politica sent a couple in, but I want to hold one of those. I think we'll hold one of those for next week because it's kind of a timelessy one. I want to read this one from Deadbeat Punk, which says, and I quote, "Surprise, motherfucker."
I'm dreading this already.
Surprise, motherfucker. We've entered a new era of deadly pathogens that turn humans into the animal they most closely resemble. Which animal do you think you would be transformed into, and does this match which animal your pod fellows would have picked for you?
I'm assuming we're going with physical attributes.
I guess. Like if you resemble it, what do you
want?
Yeah, not as in character and how you are.
I mean, let's not just all say, well, I'm a donkey because of obvious reasons and then call it a day. Let's be a little bit scientific about it.
Oh, man.
I find that between you two, we have a bit of a grizzly bear and we have a bit of a koala bear.
And I'm guessing I can assume which way round that is.
Yeah,
I think it's the headset is helping.
Oh yeah, man.
Now that you said that,
the koala bear image, the headset and the glasses are selling that. I think if you dropped out of a tree on me, I don't think I'd be shocked. I think I'd give you a cuddle and put you back up.
I'm more Grizzly Adams than Grizzly Bear, I reckon.
Yeah. I think grizzly bear is probably obvious because you've got like the shaggy hair and maybe like a big like one of those big shaggy dogs
or a yak.
You look well. I don't know. I don't think I'd want to rub a yak's belly.
Why not? What you got against yaks all of a sudden?
I feel like yaks would. I feel like they would stink.
They would.
Oh
really
yeah,
wouldn't they?
Yeah, I just get the feeling that I don't think I'd want to get close enough to a yak to get my fingers in it.
And I pride myself on smelling nice, actually thinking about it. So I'm not going to go with that one.
Yeah. So obviously, yeah, I could say
mine's
I think if we put like a barrel of rum around your neck.
go rescue some folks in the Alps.
Yeah. I've been likened to a monkey more than once since I was a kid, especially when I was younger because I was gangly and I had a big nose and I had big ears and I used to look like, do you remember Pob?
Oh yeah. Well, God, there's a blast from the fucking 70s.
What is Pob?
Do you remember Pob? Are you too young for Pob? Pob was a kids' TV character that looked like this.
And he used to go on the screen and go...
P.O.B.
Audio listeners.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, but
Pob.
I look.
There's more than a passing resemblance, but I can see it.
I did used to get referred. Yeah, I did get like.
Was he a monkey?
He was a monkey, I believe.
I just thought he was just a weird, terrifying puppet dude.
They used to call me Fraggle when I was at school because I had like big hair, and I was like quite gangly. Fraggle's not a real creature.
Movement that does
I would imagine if Kieran doesn't know Pob, he doesn't know Fraggles either. But
is that Fraggle Rock?
Yes,
I know.
That's not a real creature. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think
I assume it's because you could pick stuff up with your feet.
I do that anyway, which drives my wife mad. I'll
just grab a crisp
off the floor. Yeah, if I drop something on the floor, like a pencil or something, I'll pick it up with toes. And
everyone around's like,
yeah, I've always done it, and I don't know where it came from. So probably a monkey for me. But yeah, I think that answers the question.
Yeah, I think so.
In a nice way. It's a shame Lyle's not here. We could have had fun with it, but.
We've all missed out there.
But yeah, so yeah, we've run over a little bit. It's a little bit longer than usual, but
it's something different, Mick. You know.
Yeah, I think that's a podcast. So, like I said, if we're a little bit meandery, I apologise, but we sort of make this up as we go along. We always have, but usually we have sort of a structure to go at because we've got games to talk about, and at the moment we haven't. We just want to make sure we keep giving you guys content. So that's what
we're just biding our time on it, aren't we?
Yeah, it's going to come back. But I think I like a little bit of free form. I like a chat.
I do as well.
And, kicking back.
So so hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe consider having a look at the Patreon where we've got a bonus pod. We're going to record a bonus pod. That's going to go up every week. The main pod's going to go up on a Monday, and then the Patreon pod will go up on a Wednesday. That'll be audio only, and it's obviously only for people in the Patreon. And it's pretty much like this, but we swear more. Not that we don't swear in this, but
I swear the same.
But yeah, that's the pod. So I've been Mick Fraser. He's been Steve Chambers, and he's been Kieran Singh. And you guys have been lovely. Bye.
Bye-bye.